Texter writes in, with Leroy's logic, I bet he thinks that he could have gotten out of the way of Mike Tyson's left hook. Yeah, no. Probably.
No,
no, that's ridiculous. No, but you think you could have gotten out of Anderson Silva's kicks?
No, I would merely make fun of kicks when you would say to me, this guy's a kicker, right? I just think that a game plan by the other fighter would take that into consideration. That's it. That's how this all started.
But what the point is with if you think Floyd Mayweather being a defensive wizard could look at Justin Gaethje and be like, I'm not getting hit with those kicks. I'm Floyd Mayweather.
I'm not saying that.
That's what it's making you say. That's what it sounds like you're saying, which is ridiculous.
What I'm saying is, as a fighter, guys are going into these fights with, okay, what does this guy do? You know Khabib's going to take everybody to the ground.
Yep.
You try to defend that.
Uh-huh.
Some of these guys getting kicked, and it looks like they didn't know the guy was a kicker.
All right, but here's the thing: that's
what I question.
It's not. You just go in there and it's just a kicking fight. They're allowed to use whatever they want, and so if you're looking for a punch, and then all of a sudden, pow, kick right upside your head.
They need more game planning.
Oh my God, I'm so mad at you right now. Every time we talk about kicking, you're just like, kicking. Get out of here, kicking. You think so? Let me get this straight. You think that Tyson Fury, if he was in there in the ring and he gets kicked, you think you think he could be elusive because he knows how to get out of the way of punches? Why not kicks?
No, I'm not saying that.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that he would, the great fighter that he is, he would have a plan to defend those things.
But he's a boxer.
He would always do it. He's a fighter, man.
He's a boxer. He goes in there, he has to avoid two things, a left and a right. Now you're adding...
Really? That's it?
Yes. There's a reason they call... Listen, there's a reason they called Muay Thai the art of the 8 limbs, all right? You got to avoid all types of things. With boxing, it's a punch. That's it. Not saying it's not hard. Not saying what the great boxers do isn't amazing. It is. But if they were put in a mixed martial arts setting, no bueno. That's why Floyd Mayweather, when he wants to fight Conor McGregor, hybrid rules, no kicks allowed, no takedowns allowed. It's like, okay, so what are we doing? We're boxing with 4-ounce gloves is what you want to do. You want to know why? Because he doesn't want to get kicked upside the head by Conor McGregor. Let's get to First Take. They're annoying me today. All right?
Really? More than me?
Yep. More than you. Amazingly. First Take. This is what they've tweeted out 8 minutes ago, Leroy. All right? Now, mind you, First Take, I'm not saying it's easy to put out content in today's day and age.
All right. I believe this guy.
What do you say?
Ben Askren was aware of the knees before he got the ultimate knee.
Who's Leroy?
First Take this morning, they've been asking people, you be the producer. Tell us what you want us to debate. I'm like, all right, well, that seems a little bit desperate, but okay, I understand. Today's day and age, you want to find some sports content. Not everybody's us who can debate, Lagertha versus Khaleesi. They can't go for Stephen A. can't go there and say, I believe Khaleesi has the clutch gene. No, you can't do that. But this is their poll this morning, Leroy. And Lord knows this has been debated a lot. Their poll this morning: which player would you rather have in his prime, Michael Jordan or LeBron James? Like
the oldest trick of the book.
Come on, bro.
That's like sports go-to, right?
That is you have the producer standing behind the plate, Stephen A's on the mound, and he just says, give me the heater. Throw down the old number one. Give him the old number one. Stephen A gives the nod, and here comes the old fastball. You hit it, you can rename it. I won't say what he renamed it to, but you guys can watch Major League and see it.
Man.
I mean, come on, bro. What player would you rather have in a prime? Don't think we don't see. Hey, why don't you just put which player would you rather have, or why don't you just put who better first take? What you're doing is you're doing some fuzzy verbal jujitsu on your poll, trying to say, oh no, we didn't say who better or who would you rather have. We said who would you rather have in their prime. First of all, what is prime? Is LeBron still in his prime? I'd argue he's still in his prime. What does that? What does that even mean? No, you know what? You're not going to get me first take. I'm not going to fall for your tricks. Do I kind of want to vote on the poll? Yes, just to see what the results are. Yes, I do. But you want to know something? Come up with something a little bit more original, for God's sakes. Who did you vote for?
Huh?
Nothing. Never mind. Don't answer that question. Don't answer that question. I'm not falling for your tricks. First take. The hell out of here. Why don't you have a real debate? All right. Why don't you have a real debate? And that is Tyler Hero's hair, good or nah? I would love it if Max Kellerman showed up with the Tyler Hero fade and braid. That would be great. That would really throw Stephen A off his game. He'd be like, "What? What's happening here?"
Who was? I think it was LeVar Ball who like really had Stephen A all messed up. He was like the only guy who was able to get to Stephen A was LeVar Ball.
Yep. He had them all shook up. By the way, did you see this, Leroy? Tua Tagovailoa right now, jersey selling number 1, number 3. The top 2, 3. He has 2 of the top 3 spots right now in jersey selling.
Well, he getting that old Tim Tebow treatment.
He's got 1, then Tom Brady Buccaneers jerseys number 2, and then Tua number 3. So the home and road, the old splits. I'll tell you what's going to blow them both out of the water is that throwback.
Oh,
when the Dolphins released that Tagovailoa throwback, skyrocket seller. What do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah, there's a reason he went and bought that Escalade for Mama.
Here, so everybody's like, so first of all. One guy says, let's raise money for Leroy to get in the ring with a kickboxer. If he can go run around without getting knocked the bleep out, he wins the money.
No.
You guys misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm not saying that kicks don't hurt.
Oh, man.
Here's what I'm saying. I only question it when it looks like the guy didn't even know he could get kicked.
How many fighters can we have in studio telling you how dumb this? We had the guy demonstrate on you how easy it was to head kick you. He did it every single way. The guy who was the kickboxer, he goes, yeah, you could hit him like this, and he had like his leg was made of jelly. He could go flip, 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 and you think Floyd Mayweather's going to be any different? He's never seen it in his life.
I think you underestimate a fighter's ability to adapt.
Hold on.
What I think.
Hold on. How is this any different? Let me ask you something. Last week, you called me an idiot for saying that Alonzo Mourning could average 5 rebounds a game with a year's training. How is that any different than you thinking Floyd Mayweather could avoid a kickboxer's best weapons?
Because he's 50. And a year of training ain't going to get him better at nothing.
Okay, but Floyd Mayweather, who's only dodged punches his entire life, you think at the ripe old age, how old is Floyd now? 43
41?
years old. 43 years old. You think at the ripe age of 43 years old, you could just drop him in and think, no bigs, I got this.
Oh, no, according to you, he just need a year of training.
No!
Yes.
Because in my case, I'm at least putting the guys back in their sports where they dominated. Like, if you told me today, Floyd Mayweather at 53 years old could go and he could beat and he could outpoint, Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford, I think with a year's training, he could probably do it. He'd be all right.
What is a year's training going to do when you're 53 but make you older?
He'd be all right.
All right.
That's why everybody wants to see Tyson fight, is it not? At this day and age?
Yeah.
Because they think he could dial it up.
As long as they grind his teeth down.
If I had Mike Tyson go into kickboxing, he'd get destroyed.
Okay.
Destroyed.
Somebody said the tables have turned. Leroy is annoying Tobin.
All he has to do is disrespect fighting.
I'm not disrespecting
You're
fighting.
disrespecting it. You think Floyd Mayweather could beat Justin Gaethje, is what you think?
No, I didn't say that.
You think that?
You guys take. I didn't say Floyd Mayweather would win, right? What I did say is that guy's one of the best defensive fighters we've ever seen. I'm gonna give him a little credit in that maybe he can do something that will enable him to be defensive, right? Maybe it's something he sees, a tell or something like that. Maybe he can figure out the setup because he watched some tape. Like, no, that guy's the greatest in his sport for a reason. Even though it's his sport, a lot of those things apply to another form of fighting.
No.
No, nothing.
No.
All right.
No. You can't compare Floyd Mayweather, what he's been doing his entire life, perfecting. He's a scientist in dodging punches. And then if you throw another wrinkle into it, you're like, he'd be good. He'd figure it out. No way.
Well, for some reason you think it with a year of training, everybody else will figure it out.
No, I don't think with a year's training you can go do another sport. That's ridiculous. But could you do the
Did it in 2 weeks.
Oh, trust me. They made him seem like he was Bo Jackson last night.
That's because it's his
Bro,
documentary.
Bro, they should call it the last propaganda. Like, it's honest. Like, honestly, it's like wasn't it like in North Korea who said Kim Jong-un once golfed and he got 18 holes in one? Like, went out there just like, well, yeah, every hole I was perfect. One time I didn't get a hole in one because I was bored. I wanted to see what putting was like. That's what North Korea says with Kim Jong-un. It's basically what they're saying in The Last Dance, where they got Terry Francona up there saying, oh, if you would have given Jordan 1,500 at bats, he would have made the majors. Okay. All right. I see you, Tito. Whatever you say, bro. Get the hell out of here.
I don't know why. Man, people are really mad at me. Leroy thinks an MMA match is a bleeping turn-based board game. You kick, I punch, you kick, I punch. No.
You did this to yourself.
Huh?
You did this to yourself. You continue to disrespect the kick.
I'm not disrespecting the kick.
You did. You think you could beat an 80-year-old Chuck Norris and that he wouldn't kick you upside your head. All right?
I kick Chuck Norris.
You think anytime a guy gets head kicked KO'd, you think that he should have seen it coming. And you think that Floyd Mayweather, with a little bit of practice, could avoid all the kicks.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said with some training, he can at least have an idea or come up with a plan to defend it. I'm not saying just because you have a game plan don't mean you win, dude.
Okay, you know that
all the time.
Okay,
you can make good decisions and not work out.
You know, Floyd doesn't go into every fight and gets hits with 0 punches. He gets hit with punches.
Right.
Now get it. Now kick him in a place he's never been. Now hit him in a place he's never been hit.
Hey, check this out. I think Floyd would just dial it up.
I hate you. Back after this. Say what you want about the UFC. I know there were people who were pissed at them. I know that there are people who were pissed, especially after the Jacare Souza test came back positive. I would be the biggest hypocrite alive if I didn't tell you I enjoyed the hell out of Saturday night. I enjoyed the hell out of having sports back. I loved every single second of that fight card, Leroy. It was the best. And if I'm going to see Bam working out there with at the gym and Baby Goats on the other side of the gym, it's going to do nothing but make me happy. I really miss it, and I think a lot of us miss watching these guys play and compete and entertain.
Yeah, I agree. I would agree. I can. I mean, everybody has questions, and I think the feel good was far better, at the moment, and now we deal with the ramifications. We hope that everything worked out and it's not going to be a spike or nobody else in UFC got the COVID, and I wish that we could wait before the next one and everybody just use this as a test.
Well, the next one's Wednesday, so.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I wish we could all use this as a test and then say, you know what? It worked out, we're going to keep going. Or it didn't. A few more people got COVID. Let's slow it down.
Sneaky lit card on Wednesday, my friend.
Sneaky lit card.
Sneaky lit. I'm telling you. A lot of good young prospects on that one. You want to watch with me? Do a little virtuoso watching? Robbie? Let's all chime in together.
All right.
Watch this together.
Do it on, we can do our little thing on the computer.
Yeah.
All right. What time?
Watch it. I think it starts at 7. Is the card? It's on that regular ESPN. You don't got to buy it.
All right.
And if you can, I'll just give you my login or whatevs. Because those pirate streams, they could be on serious delay sometimes. Everybody's celebrating, know what's going on here. I'm just like, what the hell?
Well, you always have the feed that gets everything quick.
Whoa. I don't have anything. Now, the thing that, what the problem is, though, about being a fight fan? Because people know I do have the feeds. All right. They're always hitting me up. They're always like, you got that feed? Like, what am I, a drug dealer? It must be what it's like to be a drug dealer, right? We'd be like, hey, you got that link? You got that feed? I'm sure I had to go scrub my...
You can't be bragging about having the good stuff.
I haven't. I don't do that stuff anymore. Wink. Okay. I don't do that stuff anymore. Wink. So stop asking me whether or not I have the feed, all right? I paid my $65 this weekend, and I watched the fights, and it was a great time. Worth every penny, I'll tell you that much. Worth every penny, especially that main event. Oh, my God. Those guys were destroying each other. Mostly Gaethje destroying Tony Ferguson. But, man, when Tony Ferguson got that uppercut, woo, that was a moment. I feel so bad for him, though. Khabib's laughing, too. Khabib goes, and he goes, no comment. That's his reaction. And then Khabib comes out, and he's trying to be all nice on social media because he doesn't want to be a sore loser like Conor, But, I get it. We're in unprecedented circumstances. But, Khabib ended his ass back up in Russia and didn't have this fight happen. So he goes, whatever happened in past, heads up, Tony. I hope everything is good with you and your family. And when your son grow up, he'll be proud of you. Look, nice words. However, Khabib, what he wanted was you to fight him and for you guys to fight for the undisputed championship. And that didn't happen. So I don't think he wants your kind words at the moment. You know what Khabib's probably really thinking? Whew! Obstacle avoided. Take on this Khabib. Got to take on this Justin Gaethje. Going to take his ass down. I do the thing. I make him tap. We move on. Now that he doesn't have a guy who can get him off his back and have these crazy submissions to deal with, now he's like, whew! Back to Khabib time. Have long reigning Russian title. That's what he was thinking. He has got to be so happy that Justin Gaethje went in there and did his dirty work for him. He must have felt like an oligarch. He must have felt like Putin. He's like, this is why Putin has people killed by bears. Look at it. It's fun. I don't have to have messy hands. I don't have to choke people out. They do it for me. And Justin Gaethje was like the All-American. He had like a bald eagle coming off of his shoulder this weekend. He was like, I'm going to do this. America versus Russia. I'm going to represent us. I'm like, bro, I wish I could drape you like Rocky IV right now in the American flag. That is beautiful. Tear in my eye. Justin Gaethje making me cry with that beautiful statement that he had. Oh, my God. It was so great. Khabib, no comment. I have a comment. You want to know something? Everybody wants to hear from you. Don't be like the guy like, oh, I didn't watch. Yeah, okay, you didn't watch. You watched. Everybody knows.
What else is there to watch?
Yeah, what else is there to watch? What are you doing? You watching the snow melt in Russia? Come on, what are we doing?
Maybe he's watching Bobrovsky's playlist, whatever the smart movies.
The smart movies, yeah. Because Bobrovsky, he gets disgusted by reality TV.
He doesn't like it.
I don't like it. I don't like watching things bad for the brain.
I didn't like it.
My boy. Anyway, so the Last Dance. I gotta go watch episode 8. We're closing in on this thing. We're down the home stretch. I watched episode 7 yesterday, which was the Michael Jordan baseball episode, where they made it seem like Michael Jordan could have been Bo Jackson. Amazing. It's like Frank Cona's sitting there reading his cue cards. Then at the end of the episode, they're making Jordan cry. I forgot this, Leroy. Jordan's crying at the end of the episode, or almost crying. You can see him start to get emotional. We're about to have a Jordan meme, and he just goes, break. He just goes, break.
And that's the end of the episode.
And that's the end of the episode. He refuses to allow the director to have him on camera crying. He goes, break. If I was
I
like
think
that,
he's real conscious of that meme.
oh yeah,
Because he always talks about it.
oh yeah. You think Jordan loves the fact that an entire generation thinks of him as a crying meme instead of the greatest basketball player of all time?
I think they know. They're more impressed that it's the greatest basketball player that ever played crying.
It's such a sloppy cry too.
And it was over like him like not being a good teammate. I mean,
He wasn't boo-hooing like Joel Embiid.
I'm just saying. No, he didn't have to have the windshield wipers on him, and that's what makes Jordan more of a man. But like, all right, like how many episodes? Like he couldn't even. Was it that, Robbie, or do you think that he did the break to fake seem like he was crying because he wanted to seem somewhat compassionate
like
about
that
his
theory.
teammates?
It does seem like he's doing a little overproducing.
Like, you know, we're here at the situation. It's like BJ Armstrong. He's so shook by what a mean guy Jordan was. It's like, all right, BJ, enough, bro. Enough of your crying. You know, I tell you one thing. You know what they're not missing? They're not missing any of Scottie Pippen's worst moments. Whew.
Nope.
I tell you what. Anybody who's who's had a hatchet taken to their career, you know, Scottie Pippen. It's like didn't make any money. Scottie Pippen refused to play. Scottie Pippen wanted to force a trade. Scottie Pippen refused to go back in the game. Scottie Pippen's got to be sitting here with the directors, and the directors got all the dirt on Scottie, and Scottie's like, "Why do I have to answer for all this?" And Michael Jordan's sitting there and be like, "I'm not going to talk about that." So hey, somebody get me Terry Francona to say I was going to be a great baseball player, please.
You know what they're not saying? Did Jordan ever win a championship without Pippen?
No,
Okay. They're
No.
not saying that.
no.
But Jordan kind of alluded to that early on.
Well, they did this thing when Jordan was off playing baseball. They made it sound like everybody was having so much fun with Jordan gone. They're like, "Oh, we were sharing the ball. We were
but
winning by
weren't
committee."
winning. They weren't winning though. Now
We were winning.
that right there is what's wrong with sports. Right? Because they said the same thing without Kyrie. Like when you have a better basketball player, it makes your team better.
Yeah, but they were
And
actually,
all-
but they
and
were
although
actually
things
better
aren't
without
go-
Kyrie.
Even though things are going to be hunky dory, right? You're going to miss that guy.
Jimmy Butler.
I'm saying maybe the situation wasn't that way with Kyrie, but it's funny. Y'all had 2 years left to your own devices. You couldn't win. Although, didn't they make it to a championship series?
You talking about the Cavs, bro?
No.
Or are you talking about the Celtics?
No. I'm talking about the damn Bulls.
No, they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
They made it to Eastern Conference Finals without Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
they lost to the Knicks in the semis.
They lost to the Knicks in the semis, and then the next year they lost to the Magic with Jordan coming back.
Okay.
But he started the series as number 45, and then he changed mid-series to 23. Yeah, because Nick Anderson's like, that ain't 23 out there. That's 45. He's not the same guy. And so Jordan changed his number back.
Yeah, and then it's hard times for Nick Anderson. We know what happened when they went to the finals. Jeez, never the same. Never the same.
I think you'll like the next episode, Tobin.
That's a 30 for 30 that broke my heart. I felt so bad
yeah.
for him.
Oh, man.
I felt so
Well,
bad for him.
It's the same thing with Scott Norwood. Remember they did the one on him?
Yeah. Oh.
Well, it was more on the Bills, but it seemed like most of it was on Scott Norwood.
Or how about Shaq leaving the Magic because he saw a headline about a poll in the Orlando Sentinel about, is Shaq getting $100 million too much for Shaq? And the majority of the people voted yes, and he got insulted by that and left for the Lakers.
Well, because he and in the midst of that, he hosed down Alonzo Mourning because Alonzo got that contract, and he goes, "I'm worth more than Alonzo Mourning."
I mean, did he lie?
Hey, we don't have to talk about whether it's a lie or not. It's just a rude thing to say on camera. I mean, it's Alonzo Mourning. He's your championship teammate.
I mean, look.
Hey, you guys don't know me, but I have an amazing sense of humor. You just don't see that side of me too often. So
Okay, let me ask you this. Like, you've been around athletes to know enough, okay? If I can recall, it was not but maybe a year and some change ago where Philly Cheese told us he was better
Than Gordon Hayward.
than Gordon Hayward.
Yeah.
So
Because
like,
he
wasn't getting paid. He thought he was going to get paid like Gordon Hayward.
It wasn't even that. He was insulted that Gordon Hayward got a meeting, that the Heat weren't paying him, and that they were hosting Gordon Hayward instead of him. He goes, "You said it, not me."
Okay, but guess what? Why would you think that it's out of the realm of an athlete to say what Shaq said when we heard it and saw it with our own eyes?
He's
a
Philly
year
cheese. I understand. And I'm not saying it's just a rude thing to say. I'm not saying it's a wrong thing to say. It's just a rude thing to say.
It could be rude. It could be rude. But when it comes to you getting your money, that's kind of how those bars, are made. Right?
Do you think that
if so-and-so got this amount of money, I should get this? That's how it works.
I just think it's funny that Jordan's going to sit there on camera and he's going to feign crying. And then, it's like, yeah, but the entire time you're less like, but we won, didn't we? It's like, all right, well, why are you getting emotional about it then? You're either the winning cyborg killer that you are, or you feel guilt about it. Like, which one is it?
All right.
It's okay. We get it. You're crazy about winning more than anybody else is. And that everybody didn't like playing with you, and that's fine. How many episodes do we need on it?
Still got 3 more.
3 more. I got 3 more. You got 2 more.
That's right.
You said this episode 8 was okay, Robbie?
I liked it. I liked the finals of the Sonics. I thought was interesting. Back and forth with Gary Payton, and of course Gary Payton, because they were down 3-0 to start the series, and then Gary Payton all of a sudden started guarding Jordan, and they won the next 2 games. And then Gary Payton's like, man, if I would have guarded him from the beginning, I'm not saying the result would have been different, but he was talking a bunch of crap. And then of course the producer shows the iPad to Jordan, and Jordan just bursts out laughing.
Of course. Yeah.
Hey, so somebody texts in Ferguson has a broken eye orbital.
Yep.
I'm surprised that's all he has, because, man, and those hits echoing through
the fact that he never went down is crazy with all the clean shots that he took.
Somebody said Pimpin equals Vontae Davis. No, man. Pimpin's a Hall of Famer. Let's not forget, he wasn't no slouch. He just wasn't Jordan.
I just think it was funny. They're all so disappointed in Scottie Pippen. It's like, well, were you guys disappointed in Michael Jordan? No.
Okay.
No.
Hey, that's kind of one of those things, man. Right? That's kind of one of those things. You know the golden. Look, everybody rolled the golden egg, right? You dealt with a little discomfort, but you dealt with it because you win championships. And if you win championships, everybody gets paid.
Sure.
So for anybody to say when Jordan wasn't there, we had fun. Fun ain't winning. Winning is fun.
It's like, hey, listen, guys. All right, Jordan's sitting there with the director's hat on. All right, everybody. This is the scene. All right, I'm gonna go play baseball. Terry Francona here. Tito, thanks for joining us. You're gonna say if I had 1,500 at bats, I would have been Barry Bonds. Okay, great. Pippen, look, this is going to be a hard one for you. We're going to talk about the time you quit on your teammates. Everyone's going to be really disappointed in Scotty, all right? Now, when I come back from baseball, because all of a sudden I have a renewed energy, don't forget to say how I was the reason for all the winning, even if it was a little difficult being around me. Let's not forget that Scotty quit, okay? Everybody really remember, Steve Kerr, remember the disappointment. You got some emotional scenes coming up, me punching you in the face, and you not blaming me, and then you blaming Scottie Pippen. And then a really dramatic scene as I start to look like I have regret over all this. We're gonna end it, and I'm gonna get off camera because I really don't feel any regret. All right, everybody ready? Action! End scene.
And again, I would think to a certain extent. It's a little different in football. But as far as how prepared, New England has been known to be, I would imagine that Brady's hard on his teammates too for not being where they're supposed to be or doing what they're supposed to do. Would you not agree with that?
Sure. Yeah, I think there was a lot of that with last year with the young receivers where he was kind of throwing up his arms and,
right,
missing Gronk.
Right. So from that standpoint, yeah, it happens in all sports.
And I didn't like it.
The only sport it doesn't happen in, I would say, is baseball. Because offense is so much separated from defense, and because baseball is such a hard thing to do, or to hit a baseball is so hard to do, it would be kind of hard to go get on somebody for not making contact, right? But I have seen a pitcher throw his hands up when somebody lets a ball go through the wickets,
Oh, definitely.
and then that ends up being a 5-run inning.
Yeah, that's a Heath Bell move.
So
We're back after this.